Now when we started the tour together, we were in the letter E in that stand over there. You can see that from here. It's a beautiful structure, the North Stand, particularly with the sunlights on it. You will also notice, of course, the flags on the roof, which stand proudly at the top of their masts. All the flags represent players' countries in the first team squad where they are from. The only problem is it's not possible now to put all the flags up at the same time, because the squad is rather large now. So what we have to do is rotate some flags. That means some flags have to come down so that others can have their time up there, which means, of course, my flag never gets up there at all. Yeah. This platform here, people in wheelchairs sit here. People in wheelchairs, it's a wonderful area for them, lots of space in which to manoeuvre around. The person in the wheelchair sits in the wheelchair in the gaps. The person who pushes them sits in the red seats next to them. And it's all governed by Manchester United Disabled Supporters Association. And 10 visiting supporters, they share this platform for a league game. So they will get to make friends and fans of other teams, which is really important, by the way, because you can support any team you want. You see those pipes at the top where the windows are? People in wheelchairs sit up there as well. That's the northeast quadrant. The northwest quadrant is the other corner, all right, top left. Okay? These areas were first used 3 years ago. Now, what you've got down here are 5 rows of seats with capital letters on the frames of the seats. The back 2 rows are for those who can't see the game. Blind and visually impaired people, partially sighted people, they are provided headsets before the game. The commentary of the game is provided for them on a Manchester radio station, Key 103. Okay, so they can enjoy the benefits of atmosphere, and it will be possible that during the game, people will tell them what's happening anyway. Yeah? Okay. Manchester United Television is this studio behind us, MUTV. That room up there is all about safety and security. This room will help us identify all troublemakers on closed-circuit cameras, which is why 1 or 2 of you in the group here, we recognise you. You can tell that we recognise you. I also recognise 2 gentlemen, this gentleman here and this gentleman here. The last time I saw these 2 gentlemen here, they had different girlfriends and partners with them. This is just to cement the relationship. Now, most football stadiums look a lot bigger on television. When you see the stadium on television, you're seeing it from a high viewpoint. That is the commentary box in the roof. High above the pitch, high above the halfway line. Now, if you look on the roof, you can see a grey tunnel through the sheets. The commentator walks through that tunnel on the roof. Wouldn't get wet if it was raining. The cameras are lifted up from the dugouts where those seats are sticking up. Can you see them? They will drop a wire down from the grey beam sticking out of the gantry. There'll be a hook on the end of the wire, and on the hook there'll be a bag. They drop the bag to the dugout, they unzip the bag, the camera's already in its box, they put the camera in the box, put it in the bag, zip it up and send it up to that beam. That's how they get the cameras up to the gantry. Old methods, but they're still practical. The TV studio for live games, Manchester United play at 4 this afternoon at Fulham, don't they? Yeah? That room in the corner is presented by ITV, Sky, BBC, ESPN. That window in the top left-hand corner. Yeah? Now, when Sky Television use that window, they usually blacken out the glass, similar to this window. They have to blacken out the glass to prevent people doing these 3 things on television. People waving in it. People knocking on the glass. Yeah? And the last thing they don't want people to do is this. It rather annoys me when people start doing this on television. They're called Muppets. There's no plans to extend this stand. No plans to make it bigger. If we make the stadium bigger on this side of the stadium, what's going to happen to the shadow on the pitch? It's going to cover the whole grass, isn't it? Yeah? You see, we've got to make sure we get as much sunlight as possible to the pitch itself. These lamps are providing an alternative sunlight to the pitch. Ultraviolet light, basically. And what they will do, they'll put the lamps on the pitch where it is likely to wear out the quickest. The penalty areas will definitely get worn out by the goalkeepers. Yeah? You won't know it right now, but on the sideline here, players warm up here. You would know that. But in 3 months, there'll be no grass on the top there because it gets worn out the quickest. And the traffic that comes inside the stadium from that tunnel in the corner will also wear out the grass quickly. Rainwater lands on the pitch, drains down the slope. This slope you wouldn't see on television, by the way. Okay? This enables rainwater to drain off and be recycled through sprinklers. There is undersoil heating under the ground as well, 18.4 miles of pipes. And this advertising board in red and grey, this advertising board, is never ever used when the Champions League sponsors are here. This disappears below the ground. Okay? All right? Can everybody see another important instrument that we have to use on the grass? That white spot on the grass just there. Can everybody see the white instrument on the shadow on the pitch just there? Can you see it, everybody? It's a very important piece of equipment for us. Can you see it? That white spot on the grass. Do you want to know what it is? It's a piece of paper that shouldn't be there. Let's move on. Come on. Keep it real.